Before we start our session for the day, let us first check your attendance. So once I call on your name po, kindly unmute your microphone and please stay present. Let's start with Babatla.
Babatla present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Baines.
Present po, Baines.
Thank you po. Next po, Beltran.
Present po, Beltran.
Thank you po. Next po, Boyore.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Buhatin.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Claor.
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Next po, Cleophas. Next po, Daanoy.
Daanay present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Dakanay.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Davila.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, De Leon.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, De Guerra.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Delphine.
Present po.
Thank you po. Cleophas noted po. Next po, De Los Reyes.
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Next po, Domingo.
Domingo present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Esurena.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Garcia.
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Next po, Gomez. Thank you po. Next po, Ibarrientos.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Inventor.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Javier.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Lakbay. Thank you po. Next po, Lazaro.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Lay.
Lay po present.
Thank you po. Next po, Mahinay. Mahinay. Next po, Marquez.
Marcus po present.
Thank you po. Next po, Masigla. Thank you po. Next po, Manyoso. Next po, Pagobo.
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Next po, Paguagan.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Parinas.
Parinas po present.
Thank you po. Next po, Pronstroller.
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Next po, Quejada.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Reyes.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Aubrey Reyes.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Christine Reyes.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Elise Reyes.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Saavedra.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Salvador.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, San Antonio.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Sanchez.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Angel Santos.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Joy Santos.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Sekinia.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Sisho.
Present po.
Thank you po. Silvestre. Okay, noted po, Silvestre. Next po, Sosmeña.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Trajano.
Present po.
Thank you po. Next po, Urbano.
Present po.
Thank you po. Manyoso, nandito. Ashley Manyoso. Okay. So, for this session po, we will be discussing Week 3, which is about the sources of authority. Lang po. Okay, so our objectives for this session is sumobra ng pindot. Number one is to explore how law, religion, and culture influence our moral decisions. Number two is to analyze the role of personal values and conscience in ethical behavior. And then number three is to critically evaluate cultural relativism and its implications. So first, let's have an overview of external authority and internal authority. So when we say external authority, this is societal norms, laws, religions, cultures, and internal authority is personal values, conscience, and morality. So, external authority po, pagdating sa ethics, this is the influence of rules, yung mga norms, and also yung expectations that were imposed by sources outside the individual. So, ito po yung mga guidelines that was set by legal system sa mga religious institution, yung mga cultural traditions natin, and also organizational policies na nagdi-dictate ano po yung considered as morally acceptable or what is an unacceptable behavior. So, itong form of authority, nagre-rely po siya on external structures para ma-shape po yung ating ethical conduct. And usually, nag involve siya ng mga consequences katulad ng rewards, punishment, or social approval para makapag-enforce ng compliance. And individuals may also adhere to external authority out of a sense of obligation. Pwedeng gawin nila yun because they fear of repercussions or they have this desire to conform po sa mga societal standards. Unlike na mga personal moral judgment, yung external authority nag-ooperate siya independently of an individual's internal beliefs, nag-emphasize siya ng adherence to established codes and regulations as the basis of their ethical decision making. So, example po dito that we have, no, yung mga law examples, we have abortion, na legal po siya sa US, pero immoral po siya sa Catholic Church. Yung free speech natin, di ba, sa illegal po ang freedom of speech in Korea, pero that is morally right elsewhere. So, religion naman po, as external authority, it plays an important role para ma-shape po yung mga ethical beliefs natin, pati yung moral behavior natin. So, nagpo-provide din po to ng faith-based moral guidance through sacred texts, mga teachings and doctrines na nag-outline po kung ano yung kinoconsider na tama at mali. And itong mga religious principles na to, they often serve po as a moral compass for followers and may influence yung kanilang decisions, actions, and world view. But however, yung moral guidelines, nagbabari po siya. No? Depende po sa religions. And that shows that we have diverse cultural and historical context. For example po, yung mga practices like yung polygamy, no, accepted po siya sa Islam, no, under specific condition, while sa Christianity naman po, they promote monogamy. And then similar to that, we have yung dietary restriction. So nag-iiba-iba siya depende sa paniniwala nila. Yung mga Islam and Judaism, they have halal and kosher dietary laws, while a lot of Hindus naman po nagpa-practice sila ng vegetarianism because of their beliefs about non-violence. So, eto mga variations na to, it shows how religion no, as an external authority can shape ethics in unique ways, and it often influence po hindi lang yung personal behavior natin but also the community norms and legal systems in certain societies. Ayan, so ito po yung example na binanggit natin, no? Polygamy acceptable sa Islam, immoral sa Christianity, and then pagkain ng dinuguan, no? Immoral siya in some religions pero acceptable siya in in Catholic. No? So, we all know that dinuguan is a Filipino dish na gawa po sa pork blood and acceptable siya sa mga Katoliko. Pero yung mga or as yung mga Katoliko na katulad natin or karamihan sa mga Pilipino, wala tayong religious dietary restrictions sa pag-consume po ng dugo. But considered po siya immoral or forbidden sa mga religions katulad sa Islam, Judaism na nagpo-prohibit po ng pagkain, no? Or magkaroon ng consumption of blood because of religious dietary laws na ina-outline po sa Quran and Torah. So now let's go to the culture as external authority. So ang culture din po, it plays an important role para ma-shape po yung view ng mga tao sa tama at mali. And this is where the idea of cultural relativism comes in. Yung cultural relativism, this is the belief that yung moral values daw and ethical practices ay hindi daw universal. So nagba-vary daw siya from culture to another. So wala tayong single culture na merong ultimate authority para i-judge po no yung another's way of life. And it's also the idea that what's considered right in one society, pwede siyang makita as wrong in another. And okay lang po yun. Walang masama doon. Kasi yung mga culture natin, no, meron tayong kanya-kanyang history, beliefs, and traditions na nag-shape ng values na yon. For example po, yung aesthetic differences. So it can be seen how beauty is sorry, ayan, na-next natin yung stage, yung page. So, yung aesthetic differences po, no? So, nakikita ito, or it can be seen how beauty is defined. And in some cultures po, yung paglalagay ng tattoo. Yes, Reyes, do you have a question? You're raising your hand.
Ma'am, sorry po. Pero nag-share screen po ba kayo?
Yes po.
Hindi ko po kasi nakikita.
Siguro hindi nakapin sa end mo. Try mong tignan yung mga participants. Meron pa bang hindi nakakita din ng shared screen? Kasi, ayun. Hindi po yata nakapin sa end nyo. So, hindi siya automatically nagpipin. Ano na lang po, click nyo dun sa participants natin or yung people. Ayan, tapos ipin nyo yung my point. Kita na? Pa-thumbs up po ako kapag napin na at kita nyo na po. Para lang pala ako nagpo-podcast kanina. Sorry. Ayan, buti ni-raise yung concern. Kita nyo na po?
Hindi pa po.
Bakit hindi? Halang. Yun, may na mga nakakita na, ayan. I-ano nyo po, di ba dito sa mga participants na nandiyo, may mga picture, click nyo po yan. Click nyo yung others para lumabas yung lahat ng kasali dyan. Tapos scroll nyo lang, hanapin nyo, may makikita ka dyan naka-share na PowerPoint na medyo cutesy, very, very pa-cute na ma-heart dyan. Tapos ipin nyo na lang po, manual pinning na lang. Okay na? Kita na po? Pa-heart react or thumbs up po sa mga nakakita na. Ayan. Okay. Okay, so continue na po tayo. Alright. So, asa na ba yung sinasabi ko? Ayun, yung sa paglalagay ng tattoo, di ba? So, may mga culture po na yung paglalagay ng tattoo and body modifications ay simbolo ng kalakasan sa kanila and identity. While in others naman po, it might be frowned upon. So, yung religious differences also show this clearly. No, practices that are sacred sa isang religion, pwede siyang makita or ma-take as unusual or even unacceptable to followers of another faith. Yung mga etiquette differences natin, no, those are more everyday examples. Yung pag ano, 'di ba kapag kumakain ng noodles, yung talagang tumutunog talaga kapag hinihigop yung noodles, 'di ba? Dito sa Pilipinas, kapag kumain ka ng gano'n, parang titignan ka ng masama ng mga tao sa paligid mo, 'no? Kasi parang, "Ano bang klaseng pagkain 'yan? Ano, ngayon ko lang ba nakakain ng cup noodles?" Yung mga gano'n. Pero sa Japan po, 'no, that is politeness and it shows appreciation na nasasarapan ka dun sa kinakain mong noodles, 'no? Pero yun nga po, yung mga Western cultures, considered siya as very rude. So, kapag sinabi po ng tao ng ethics, it's simple, just follow whatever your culture says. Ibig sabihin nun, they are reflecting the idea that our sense of right and wrong, usually nagkakam siya or it comes from the norms that um, na kinalakihan natin. No? So yung cultural relativism, it goes a step further. So nire-remind tayo nito na just because something is different doesn't mean that it's wrong. It also teaches us to approach other cultures with an open mind, no? Instead of just rushing to judge based sa sarili nating standards. So, it's not about agreeing with everything, but it's about understanding that morality isn't one size fits all. Okay? So, intindihin natin mabuti yan. Kaya importante na hindi dapat natin pagtawanan, no, yung mga nakikita nating kakaiba sa paligid natin kasi hindi naman natin alam, no, na baka mamaya sa culture nila that is normal. Although hindi lang nag-aano sa atin. Sakop po ba dyan yung pizza? Yes po. Yes, yung mga ano na rin, yung mga symbolism na yan, di ba? If you are familiar with swastika, alam mo yung swastika? Yung ayan, very good, familiar sila. Kasi yung swastika, sign talaga yan ng parang peace, ng love, ng unity. Pero itong si Hitler, no, ginawa niya yung swastika sign, tapos parang binigyan niya ng panibagong meaning kasi iyon yung naging logo niya during his time. So instead of remembering swastika sign as a very caring, alam mo yun, na parang magpapakalma sa'yo, ngayon, pag nakikita mo yung swastika, parang meron na siyang another connotation na hala, it means suffering, it means death, it means the murder, end of the world. So, ganun na yung pumapasok sa utak natin. Pero that doesn't necessarily mean that mali na agad yon, no? So, yun yung culture na pinanggalingan nun and we have to accept, no, yung mga ganong klaseng bagay. Thank you for adding that, ha. Ayan. So, asa na tayo? Ngayon naman po, no, another thing about cultural relativism is, yun nga po, ito yung idea na wala po tayong universal moral truths. So, what considered right or wrong, ayan, nagdedepende po yun sa culture na kinabibilangan natin. So, dahil marami po tayong iba't ibang societies, meron tayong kanya-kanyang or meron tayong mga unique moral codes and nasa-shape po siya by their own history, traditions, religion, and values. So again, what one culture sees completely normal or even morally good might be viewed as strange for or pwedeng wrong siya in another. No? So another example po na pwede natin nilagay dito, no, is yung practices around marriage, gender roles, or even yung mga simpleng mga bagay katulad ng table manners. So talagang nagba-vary talaga siya across the world, and cultural relativism suggests that none of these ways are or none of these ways of living are inherently better or worse than others. They're just different. But yung philosopher po na si James Rachels, criticize niya itong view na to kasi yung cultural relativism or while cultural relativism encourages tolerance and understanding, it can also make it hard to challenge yung mga harmful practices. Because if we believe that every culture's moral code is equally valid, ibig sabihin ba nun, we should accept things like discrimination, oppression, or human rights violation kasi part siya ng someone's or ng cultural tradition ng isang tao. No? So, nag-argue si Rachel that itong mindset na daw to, it can stop moral progress kasi nadi-discourage yung mga tao from questioning just practices. So, while cultural relativism helps us respect diversity, nag-raise din to ng mga tough questions about when it's okay or even necessary to speak out against certain cultural norms. Okay, nakukuha natin. And ito pa yung mga example, no? So, may mga certain tradition or traditional Eskimos community po kung saan yung infanticide was practiced because of extreme environmental conditions kung saan yung food and resources were very scarce. So, hindi po siya ginagawa out of cruelty, but this is a harsh survival decision in an unforgiving climate. Kung sinabi po natin na infanticide, dito po yung mga communities po, no, they practice intentionally ending the lives of infants, and this is often because of extreme survival challenges sa sobrang lamig, no, sa Arctic environment. So itong practice na to, it was not rooted out of cruelty, pero it was seen po as a tragic necessity in certain situation. Yung Inuit community, sila kasi yung nagpa-practice na yan. Nakatira po sila sa mga region na sobra talaga yung lamig. Scarce talaga yung food resources nila, and they have limited means to care for large families. And then, as a result to that, itong mga decisions about infanticide were sometimes made to ensure the survival of the family or community as a whole. No? So, a lot of other cultures po would view this kahit po nung nalaman ko ito, no, parang I would think this as morally unacceptable regardless po of circumstances. Kasi kung natandaan nyo dun sa discussion natin, di ba, na parang in ethics, meron tayong sanctity of life. So, importante po sa ethics ang buhay ng tao. Dapat pinangangalagaan it at all costs, no? Pero hindi natin masisisi kasi ganito nga yun nangyayari, no? Another example po, meron tayo yung female circumcision na known din po as female genital mutilation or FGM. So in some Filipino tribes po, it is seen as a cultural rite of passage, and it is tied down to ideas of purity, tradition, and identity. So for those who doesn't know, yung female genital mutilation po, this is a practice na ini-involve po yung partial or total removal of the external female genitalia or other injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. So yung FGM po, it is commonly associated usually po sa parts na Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, and there have been reports po of similar practices in some indigenous communities in Southeast Asia, kasama na po yung ilang sa mga groups here in the Philippines. And ito nga po, no, from a human rights perspective, itong practices na to, very much condemned talaga siya because of the physical and psychological harm na nangyayari sa mga babae na nag-undergo ng ganito. So, ito po ang tawag po sa practice na to sa Pilipinas ay tinatawag na pagsunat or pagkit, no? And this is done among some Muslim communities, particularly po sa parts ng Mindanao. So ito yung traditional rite na usually pine-perform po sa mga batang babae, no, as part of their cultural or religious ceremonies. But it is also important to note that this practice is different from the more severe forms of FGM na nakikita po sa ibang parts of the world. Sa Filipino context po, usually it involves a symbolic or superficial cut, and it is often without the removal of any tissue. And usually po, pine-perform siya for reasons tied to cultural identity, religious beliefs, and notions of purity and cleanliness. So itong mga examples na to, na-challenge yung idea, no, that all cultural practices should be accepted without question. And they also raise difficult question like, should we respect these traditions because they are culturally significant, or should we intervene when practices seems to violate basic human rights? And this is the dilemma po at the heart of cultural relativism. We must find the balance between respecting cultural diversity and also advocating for universal moral standards, especially when people's well-being is at risk. Ayan. So, another thing na inexplain ni James Rachel, na yung cultural relativism daw is the idea that there's no, yun nga po, universal right or wrong pagdating po sa morality natin. So, wala pong single moral truth that applies to everyone in the world, and um, again, what people believe is right or wrong depends on the culture that they live in. And yun nga po, yung mga basic arguments na pino-point out po niya dito is, since nga po yung cultures natin around the world, meron tayong different views on things like marriage, gender roles, religion, or even food, it must mean that morality isn't fixed. For example po, yung mga nabanggit natin kanina, yung mga cultures na nag-accept ng polygamy, while yung iba, hindi, naniniwala sila sa monogamy. Yung um, or some see that eating certain foods as taboo, no, while others find it completely normal. But yun nga po, challenge, no, ni Rachel yung idea na to, na sinabi po niya yung cultural relativism can help us be more open-minded and respectful of other countries, and may mga downside din po siya. So if we believe that all cultural practices are equally valid, what that would mean that hindi natin pwedeng i-criticize yung mga harmful practices nila, katulad nga po ng discrimination, oppression, or violence. No? So, tandaan po natin yon. So, ayan. So, ito po, no, yung mga pinoint out din to, no, ni James Rachel, na since meron nga po tayong, or merong idea that every culture's moral code is equally valid and that there's no universal right or wrong, nagli-lead po siya sa mga absurd consequences that just don't make sense sa totoong buhay. Yung first consequence na sinabi niya dito is that, yun nga po, hindi tayo pa pwede mag-criticize ng kahit anong action ng isang culture, no matter how cruel or unjust they seem, as long as that culture believes that they're doing is right. No? So, if society thinks po that something is morally okay, kailangan natin siyang tanggapin without question, kasi according sa cultural relativism, wala pong universal moral standard para i-judge sila against. No? So, si Rachel po, gumamit siya ng mga powerful example to show how flawed this thinking is. Yun nga po, if cultural relativism were correct, then yung mga Jewish people or anyone really wouldn't have the right to criticize the Nazis for the Holocaust. And during World War II po, because the Nazis believe that what they were doing the right thing according to their own twisted ideology. Diba? So kung yun pa lang, it sounds absurd, no? Most of us agree that genocide po is objectively wrong, no matter what culture tries to justify it. So itong example na 'to, pinapakita lang niya na yung cultural relativism talagang ina-encourage niya yung tolerance and understanding, and it can't explain why certain actions like mass murder, slavery, or torture are just plain wrong, even if a culture thinks that they're acceptable. And Rachel is saying that there must be some moral truths that apply to everyone, regardless po ng cultural beliefs. No? And yung second naman na observed consequences of cultural relativism is that it would mean that we can't criticize our own culture's practices either. So if every culture's moral code is equally valid, then yung mga harmful and unjust practices with one's own society would be beyond reproach. For example po, during the apartheid in South Africa, kung saan yung government po nila, they officially enforce racial segregation. So, mas may privilege yung white minority, and now naupos po yung black majority. And according sa cultural relativism, yung black South Africans they wouldn't be able to criticize or proceed because it was the official state practice and the dominant culture believed it was acceptable. So this also presents a problem because it prevents necessary social change and the challenging of unjust system. And then yung third naman po na absurd consequence of cultural relativism is that it would make moral progress impossible. So if every culture's moral code is equally valid po, then we could never truly say that society has become more moral or fair over time. For example, yung progress po that we've seen in recognizing women's rights and children's rights in many societies, it could not be seen po as an improvement because cultural relativism says that each society's beliefs are valid, even if those beliefs historically denied basic rights to women and children. And according din po dito sa view na to, societies that have moved toward recognizing human rights, it wouldn't necessarily be better or more just than those that still deny these rights because both of them are just following their own moral codes. May point, no? May point talaga si Rachel's dito. And another thing na inargue pa niya is yung moral progress is not only possible but essential for societies to improve over time. He believes po that societies can evolve and improve their moral standards, making the world fairer and more just. But if people accept po moral beliefs without questioning them, it can actually hinder progress. So this happens because if society blindly follows outdated or yung mga harmful practices katulad nga po ng discrimination or inequality, people may not challenge these beliefs or hindi na sila magpupush for change. So, kapag kino-question natin itong mga existing norms na to, nare-record or individuals can recognize yung mga flaws and they can eventually work towards creating a better and more ethical society. So, we have here naman po the universal morality and murder. So, ito yung approach po, no, na non-evaluative. So, ibig sabihin, it does not judge actions as right or wrong, but instead, it just simply describes and explains certain actions, practices, and events. So, ang focus nito is understanding what something is rather than making moral judgment about whether it's good or bad. So under po dito sa approach na to, meron tayong two main areas. Meron tayong descriptive ethics and meta-ethics. Yung descriptive ethics, it looks at how people actually behave and um, what moral beliefs they hold. So it reports po and explain yung moral behavior rather than evaluating it. For example, yung kay Lawrence Kohlberg po na stages of moral development. So, dinidescribe noon how people's sense of morality changes over time, but they do not say whether one stage is better than another. And then yung meta-ethics naman po or analytic ethics, na-examine nito yung meaning and nature of moral language. So, ina-analyze po niya yung words like good, bad, right, and wrong, and it asks questions like, what does it mean to say something is morally right? Or, how do we justify moral claims? And instead of telling people how to act, meta-ethics explores po how moral reasoning works and what ethical terms really mean. And beyond po these two areas, yung other non-normative approaches explore the biological basis of moral behavior and how human morality compares to that of animals. So, itong mga perspective na to can help us understand yung pinaka-origin po ng moral thinking without making direct moral judgment. Ayan. So, ito lang yun, no, yung mga critic na, yung kinriticize nga po ni Rachel, no, yung cultural relativism. So, if we does not critically examine po itong mga practices na to, again, we have to remember na hindi po makikita ng mga tao no how they hurt others or how they could be improved. So, ito pong lack of self-reflection na to, eventually pwede siyang mag-lead sa moral stagnation. Ito po yung kung saan yung mga cultures na nagsistuck lang sila with outdated or harmful beliefs and they would prevent any kind of moral improvement or change. And sa view po ni Rachel's, progress only happens when societies question and challenge their moral standards. So, now let's go to the senses of the self, yung internal authority naman. So, subjectivism po is the idea that um, each person is the final authority when it comes to deciding what is morally right or wrong. So instead of having a universal set of moral rules na nag-a-apply po to everyone, subjectivism, it says that moral beliefs are personal. So they come po from each individual's perspective and experiences. So what one person believes to be right, it might be different from what someone else believes. And ito mga opinions sila, valid yan kasi based sila sa personal judgment nila. And itong viewpoint na to, it really values personal freedom and autonomy, which means that each person has the right to make their own choices, no, about what is good or bad. So, for example, a person might feel that a certain action is morally acceptable, while someone else might disagree. So, sa subjectivism, it would argue that both of these views legitimate silang dalawa kasi they come from the person's unique circumstances, thoughts, and experiences. So, subjectivism po is all about recognizing that everyone has their own moral compass and no one else can tell them what is right or wrong for them. So, sineselebrate nito yung individual autonomy and na-encourage po yung mga tao na i-trust nila yung own understanding nila of what is best for them. So, let's discuss naman po the psychological egoism. So, yung psychological egoism, ito po yung idea na tayo mga humans daw are naturally self-centered and that all our actions, even those that might seem unselfish, are actually driven by self-interest. According din po dito sa view na to, even when people do things that appear to benefit others, katulad po ng pagtulong ng kaibigan, tulong sa kaibigan, or magdo-donate ka sa isang charity, they are ultimately doing it for their own benefit, whether that's feeling good about themselves, gaining social approval, or avoiding guilt. Yung psychological egoism, sinasuggest din niya that deep down, no, deep down, everything that we do, motivated po siya sa mga selfish desires natin, kahit po hindi tayo always aware of that. No? So, hindi naman po ibig sabihin nito na that people are always acting in a way that harm others, but rather that they are always looking for some personal gain, even if it's emotional or psychological. No? So, yung po, yung psychological egoism. Yung ethical egoism naman po is the belief that individuals should prioritize their own interests above all else when making decisions. And according sa view na to, ang isang action daw is morally right for a person only if it benefits them in some way. While we can say that it's okay to do things that help others, yung ethical egoism sinasuggest niya that we should only help others if it benefits us in the long run. So, hindi po ibig sabihin na or it doesn't necessarily mean na dapat natin talaga i-harm yung ibang tao, no? But rather that we should always consider din yung sarili natin and yung goals natin as the main priority kapag tayo ay nagde-decide ng isang bagay na gagawin natin, no? So, ethical egoism is about acting in ways that would serve your own best interest because in the end, yung well-being pa rin natin is pinaka-important, no? Yun yung pinaka-important thing. So, ito naman po yung view ni Rachel sa moral progress. So, sinabi po niya or inargue niya that moral progress is not only possible but it is essential for societies to improve over time. He believes po that societies can evolve and improve their moral standards which make the world fairer and more just. But however daw, if people accept moral beliefs without just questioning them, yun nga po sabi niya, maghihinder to ng progress. So, nangyayari to because yun nga po, yung society, they blindly follow outdated or harmful practices, katulad nga po ng discrimination or inequality, and yung mga tao, hindi na nila na-challenge itong mga beliefs na to, or they will not be eager to push for change. So, kapag kine-question natin yung mga existing norms na to, individuals can eventually recognize yung mga flaws and pwede silang mag-work toward creating a better and more ethical society. So, ngayon the question is, how do you see external authority in influencing ethical behavior in society? So, yung external authority po, like yung mga laws and cultural norms, meron po siyang malaking impact on how people act in society. So, nagsiset po siya ng clear expectations for what's considered acceptable, and it also helps people understand what is right and wrong. So, we can think of it as a guide for how to behave, and it makes sure that everyone plays by the same rules. So, for example nga po, yung laws against stealing or hurting other people, no? It keeps people from causing harm, promoting safety and fairness. And yung cultural norms po, like respecting elders or being polite, shape or this shape how we interact with others in everyday situations. And what are some potential conflicts that arise when laws or cultural norms contradict personal moral beliefs? So kapag ito po ay nag-clash, no, yung cultural norms with personal moral beliefs, na pwede tayo makakreate ng inner conflict. So people might feel torn between doing what's legally or socially acceptable and what they personally believe is right. For example, if ang isang law nire-require niya yung isang tao to act in a way that goes against their values, they may struggle with whether to follow the law or mag-stick sila sa personal principles nila. Isa sa mga common conflict dito is when cultural norms or laws, nililimit nito yung personal freedoms natin. Katulad sa case po ng mga LGBTQIA plus rights. No, so some people may feel strongly about their right to love and express themselves freely, but may mga culture or regions, no, that ang tawag dito or meron din mga laws, no, or norms na nag-o-oppose nitong or ino-oppose tong mga bagay na to. So nagkakaroon ng tension po between their personal beliefs and the broader societal rules. Another example that we can have is sa workplace. So ang isang tao, they may have a strong moral stance against dishonesty, but they can be pressured to act in ways that feel dishonest para ma-meet lang yung company goals. And dito sa mga cases na to, individuals often have to decide whether to follow their personal morals or comply with the external expectations. So etong mga types na to of conflict, no, nagfo-force siya sa mga tao na manavigate po yung mga tough decisions. Sometimes it can also lead to frustration or even rebellion when they feel that their beliefs are compromised. So those are the things po that you need to understand for week 3 session. May mga gray areas po ba tayo na gusto nyong i-clear? Is everything understood naman po? Malinaw naman, naintindihan naman natin. Okay, very good. If ever may question, you may raise your hand. Pwede naman natin pag-usapan yan. Ayan. Okay, so malinaw lahat. Madali lang, no? Medyo nakakalito lang in a sense na parang nababago yung mga na existing na alam na natin, no? Actually, when I was first, this is my parang first sem, second sem pa lang kasi to teach ethics, and very much siya, parang nababago talaga yung perspective mo dito sa subject na to, na maintindihan na natin yung mga bagay-bagay. Minsan kung ano na yung general knowledge natin about something, mababago siya because of this subject, no? So, I hope ganun din yung nafe-feel nyo, na natutuwa kayo, na meron kayong mga knowledge, no, na ganito, na nakukuha. And, ano ba yun? Daming may mga binabanggit no? Ito na po, yung last part is yung activity lang naman. I'll be posting this on our Canvas. Explain ko lang dito para alam nyo yung gagawin. So, the activity is ethical dilemma analysis. So, you are to write a response to the following ethical dilemma based po on both external and internal authority. So, ito yung mga scenario, and then may mga question dyan. No? So, I want you to reflect on a situation in your life where you had to make an ethical decision. So you have to write a short paragraph answering the following questions. So did you rely more on external authority, societal rules, cultural norms, legal obligation, or internal authority, personal values, moral compass, create ng yung decision? And would you have made a difference or a different decision if you had prioritized the other type of authority and why. No, so eto po yun, no. Corporation is considering implementing a new policy that would increase profits, but ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So bukod sa question nitong scenario, meron pang follow-up question, no? Yung reflection question. So, ilan yun? 3, 4, 5. 5 questions po yun dapat yung sagutin. Deadline po ng activity, kaya naman po ba siya next meeting? Okay, 11:59 naman po yung deadline natin. So, I'll be posting this activity po next within the day, or if hindi ko man ma-post po today, tomorrow po, no? I-post ko po siya para as early as that makagawa na kayo if you have the time. So, may mga questions ba? Clarifications? Mga violent reaction, meron na ba tayo dyan? Ayan. So, yes, Gomez, you're raising your hand. Sa reflection? Sige, sure, okay lang. Pwede po ma-send PPT. Thank you din. Sige po, i-send ko na lang po sa nyo, sa class Beadle nyo yung PowerPoint natin. Hindi ko pa kasi nako-convert ng PDF. So, from week 1 to week 3. Sige, i-send ko sa kanya. Ha, sige, i-send ko mamaya. Kundi mamaya bukas. Ayan, baka kasi makalimutan ko. Hindi ko ma-send mamayang gabi kasi alam niyo na, medyo pagod na ang mga tao na ito pag nagkakaedad na talaga. Medyo pagod na, mabilis mapagod. Minimum number of sentences po ba? Wala naman, hindi naman ako strict pagdating dyan. Ano lang, basta matumpak nyo lang yung sagot or ma-explain nyo mabuti yung side nyo, okay na sa akin yun. No, it's very meaningful. Kasi di ba meron mga short but concise na sagot. No, kung iyon na yun sa tingin nyo, na-explain nyo na yung side nyo, that's okay. Wala tayong problem dyan. And nga pala, may mga nag-ask pa, no, yung sa problem pagdating sa PE nyo. Pagdating din dyan, hindi din ako strict kahit nursing student, di ba parang, alam ko strict sila kapag sa nyo sa mga major subjects nyo. Pero sa akin, hindi naman, okay lang yan. Tapos swimming yata yung PE nyo ba? Tama ba? Swimming ba PE nyo? O, tignan nyo, tapos mag-ano pa kayo. Basta wag lang kayo magsusuot ng mga aesthetic na damit, ha? Baka kabugin nyo pa yung OOTD ko kasi. So, lang kayo, mag-uniform. Tapos pwede naman yung mag-crocs, tapos mag-medyas kayo. Kasi, ewan ko lang kung pwede yun. Kasi, baka mamaya hindi rin kayo papasukin ng guard. Pero, okay lang sa akin ang PE uniform. Pero hindi kayo nakaban, okay lang yan. Basta naka-PE uniform kayo, goods na tayo dyan. Wag lang kayo mag-aesthetic na mga damit, na mga forma-forma kayo dyan, ha? Wag kipalbugan si ma'am, gano'n. So, since pala, nag-online tayo ngayon, pasensya na pala kayo, no? Medyo talaga ako. Tawag dito, medyo nagdadalawang isip ako mag-online kasi bawal talaga yon. No, nabanggit ko din yun sa class representative nyo. Kaso nakawa naman ako dun sa sitwasyon nyo. Diyos ko, yung mga 25 na pumasok kanina sa PE, mag-iintay sila hanggang 4:50, di ba? Para lang sa face-to-face classes natin. So, pasensya, tawag dito, gets ko naman yung point nyo. Tapos yung iba, babiyahe lang para doon. So, kasi siyempre personal, iba pa rin ang ating bonding face-to-face tayo. Pero if next time, kita-kits na tayo. Baka kasi mapagalitan na ako ng department namin, tanggal ako sa trabaho. Sige, singilin ko kayo. Joke lang. Yung mga ganong bagay ba? Kaya pinagbigyan ko kayo ngayon. So, next meeting, mag-online tayo, di ba? So, ituturo ko na yon yung week 4 and 5 natin. Next meeting na face-to-face natin, quiz na lang tayo. Di ba? Para, mabilis na lang yung mga buhay nyo. No? At least dito, mas, mahaba-haba yung review nyo. Makikita nyo na, matatapos natin ng maaga yung lesson natin. Okay kayo doon? Okay na kayo doon, ha? Tapos, unang kita natin, yun na yung huli. Yes, Garcia. Question.
Ma'am, ano po yung topic sa next meeting po pag quiz?
Hindi, wala pang meeting next, wala pang quiz next meeting kasi online tayo. Yung face-to-face natin, di ba, yung week 5 face-to-face, batas, ano bang week yon? Wait lang, September 15 yata. Wait, let me double check. Basta kasi next meeting natin online tayo. Tapos yung susunod na meeting after online, face-to-face tayo. So, sa last meeting natin bago mag-exam, dun tayo mag-quiz. Okay? Basta ang klase ko kapag blended, laging face-to-face ang quiz ko. So, yung long quiz na yon from week 1 to 5 yon. Send ko naman lahat ng PowerPoint. I-update ko naman kayo. Laging announce po yung quiz ko. Hindi ako nang in-announce kasi nakakasira ng ulo tong yung tag dito, yung ethics. Tsaka more on situational ang exam. Ayan, yung format ng quiz, ayun. Siguro magsi-situational, titignan natin. Pero hindi pa ako nakakapag-decide. Ano lang, basta naintindihan nyo yung pinaka-concept ng mga madali lang naman siya. Kasi sa exam, more on situational yung type of question. So, as long as you know the mga concept by heart or naintindihan nyo siya, madali lang siya. Okay? Ano pa? Question 2. Wala na? Okay na kayo? Okay, sige. If wala na po tayong question, ayan, thank you po for your time and effort. Mahinay. Sige, I'll take note of your attendance. We'll see you next meeting po, Online pa rin tayo. Tapos next meeting, gagamitin natin yung original na link natin, ha? Kasi illegal yung online natin ngayon, kaya ibang link yung aking binigay. Okay? Kasi nga, kawawa naman kayo, Diyos ko, tagal-tagal yung maghihintay, tapos gabi pa kayo uuwi, di ba? So, next time, ha, din na tayo sa legal. Okay? I'll see you next meeting po. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Sylvester, question. Nag-raise ka ng hand or napindot lang?